Lauren is possibly one of the most unique people I've ever met.
Lauren is a deep bag of tricks. She's super smart, but also the funniest person maybe ever.
I've taken tens of thousands of photos of a happy child with a horse and with her friends and with events and everything involved. I love it. That's it. I just love it.
Cerebral palsy, it's kind of different for everybody, but in my case, the main symptom that I deal with is just being super stiff. It's just like having really stiff muscles. So a lot of people mistakenly think that it means that I don't have any feeling in my legs, which is not true. My brain didn't recognize my legs as being two separate things. It kind of thought that I had a mermaid tail, essentially. So that's why it was really hard for me to learn how to walk. Physical therapy was my whole life. I would go to school, go to kindergarten, and then it was just physical therapy. I didn't have play dates, I didn't do anything. So we saw a bunch of results from the therapy, but it wasn't really as much as we had hoped. So my rehab specialist recommended that I try therapeutic riding, and she thought that the motion of having my legs apart sitting and that practice of having your body move with the horse would help train my legs to walk and adapt to that feeling. So they picked me up and my legs totally went like that on their own for the first time ever. So they brought down this horse. He must have been like 2,000 pounds, honestly. He was like an elephant. And they brought him down and they said, all right, Lauren, this is the horse that you're gonna ride. And my dad almost had a heart attack.
For any parent, any dad, you want to do something with your child. So this is perfect. She's thrilled about it. I'm proud to see how far she's come. Like the moment her legs opened up the very first time she got on a horse, it was it changed my life as much as it changed Lauren's. Right, it changed my vision of possibilities, and I hope that comes out with literally thousands of people that I've met and tried to offer them, same view of the future.
This is Blue. He's about to turn 11 years old. He was born in Germany and came here as a 5-year-old. And he's a Dutch warm blood, that's his breed. And his color, this brown with a black mane and tail, we call that a bay. Taking care of them every day and brushing them and taking care of their stall, taking care of their feed, talking to them. They love the sound of your voice and when you speak to them. Everything you do off the horse is just as important as what you do in the saddle. It helps your partnership grow when they know you, they trust you on the ground. I'm only 115 pounds and he respects me enough that when I push him and I say move over, he'll just move and I don't have to fight him for it. This is called the tack room, and this is the tack trunk that I keep all my stuff in. It's kind of like my locker, and I actually share this trunk with a Brown alumni. Her name's Anna Seto, and she was on the team last year. She's class 2018, and she rides here as well. So we share a box together. I wear this brace because without it, my legs are so tense and my heel cords are so tense that they always kind of want to point down. It's why I drag my feet when I walk. So if I didn't have the brace, my foot would just kind of slide right through the stirrup, which is super unsafe. He's ready to go. Are you ready? He's actually better outside than in the indoor. Some prefer to be outside, they're just calmer. Sometimes they just they like it, they like being outdoors, it's just understandable. But sometimes for example, young horses or really spooky horses, it might be better for them to be inside because it helps them they stay more focused. He and Blue love each other. They're besties. Yeah, they're lovers. And on the count of 3, when I go up, you're just gonna help me get my leg over. 1, 2, 3. So what I'm doing right now is called a posting trot. I purposely make my body go up every time the horse's right front leg is forward. Up, down, up, down. And it helps you to keep them straight and be more in their rhythm. And that sound I keep making, it means a couple of different things. It means A, go faster, but it's just like a signal. It's really just more to grab their attention. You add that to whatever you want them to do, and that together makes a command. With me, he's very in tune with that sound. Since I don't have strong legs, I rely a lot on my voice and what I say to him and how I control my breathing to compensate for things that I lack in other areas. Oh, yeah, especially no. He broke. He doesn't like that thing there. It's a little windy, everything's blowing.
Lauren is extremely upbeat and basically brings my whole bond together with all the kids, and she's the one that invites them to go places with her. And she is more helpful to us than we are to her.
Try to just have him trot around on a loose rein. Let him listen to my leg. I'll ride through the quarter line. Make sure he's really straight and listening to me. Prepping him for Lauren's lesson. She's a phenomenal student. She's really, really, really dedicated to her equestrian hobby, for sure. And I think she's an inspiration for all of us, because sometimes, we take for granted how much we can do, and we see somebody who's challenged and they're doing it. Her heart pushes and pushes and makes up for it. And I think if you don't have the heart to do this sport, it doesn't matter how physical you are, what you can and can't do. It's not going to make a difference if you don't have that dedication and that heart to do it. There's really no, domination, because it's all relation to the horse. We're the brain and they're the motion, and we have to be a good connection. And Lauren, because she's so soft and a soft person in general, I think it reflects when she rides her horses. She does a really good job. Blue listens to her. He doesn't get too reactive to her when she's asking him to do, new and challenging things for herself. So she's been an inspiration, and I love working with her. She really is good. She really is one of my favorite students.
At address 25, on right.
She brings an extra dimension to me as an educator, because basically she's educated me to take a more in-depth look at how we as riders are balanced on the horse, how our legs, our hands, our voice, our back are all the aids or signals that we use to communicate with the horse. And so it's really made me go to that deeper dimension of understanding. Lauren's made it very, very easy to coach her. She is very open about her physicality. She is very willing to answer questions, and she's made me feel comfortable about asking her questions, and she's also made me feel like I can explore my ideas of riding and how that applies to different musculoskeletal aspects.
Gallop NYC is an organization that is super, super close to my heart. My dad and I help run it. We serve riders from kids, teenagers, to adults, and also post-combat veterans with disabilities. And we don't just cater to one type of disability, socio-emotional, mental, physical, whatever it is. We have a huge array of riders with disabilities, and we are currently serving roughly 600 riders a week in the 5 boroughs of New York. And ever since the founding, my dad and I have been very involved in it. For example, I've been responsible for finding, acquiring, and then actually training probably roughly 10 therapy horses. So if we decide to retire one of our horses, or if we were leasing one and our lease is up on a horse and we need new ones, using my horse knowledge and expertise to find horses that would be appropriate for our program and have them brought over and really work with them and teach them their job. So that's my kind of biggest responsibility that I've taken on right now. Our mission is to help our riders live their lives as fully as possible.
Lauren is one of my favorite people. She's so supportive and she's always so happy and such a good mood. And I love going to team meeting because Lauren's gonna be there. And other reasons, but mostly because Lauren's gonna be there.
So I tried out with Lauren actually, and I remember seeing her crutches and I had no idea she had CP. I remember the person who drove us out to the barn was like, "Oh, what happened?" And she was like, "Oh, I have CP," and we're like, "Oh, you're trying, okay." And I think really the hesitance was more on the side of the team than Lauren. She, from what I saw, just got right up there. She was in the back of the car on the way to the tryouts, talking about shows and how she'd been riding, and I think her attitude towards it sort of just made all of us kind of get with the program and just go for it with her. So I think our coach and the rest of the team has realized that Lauren's fully capable of doing it, and it's been really great.
She's so much fun to be around. She's, so inspirational, but also so down to earth. And we'll talk to literally anyone about literally anything for hours at a time. She's just so much fun to have on the team, and really I think has helped us create a great welcoming environment for all of the new people we took this year. We had a really hard transition, and I think that her being in the position of social chair as well as just a great teammate was really helpful for that.
I love that Lauren and I can grab a coffee and talk about horses and talk about, Lauren's someone I can go to with anything that I need to talk about, horses or school or just social stuff, and I really appreciate that she's always there for me. I can send her a text, I see her at Starbucks all the time, I think she's always there.
Lauren is also incredibly generous, not just in terms of money or anything like that, but really just with her time, with her horses. She always lets anyone come and ride them. She's really good. She's so supportive, and I think that's something, even when she can't do something, she wants someone else to do it. If she can't jump her horse really high, she wants us to be able to go do that, and I think that's such a special quality, so yeah, love Lauren.
I love this team so much. Being able to be on the team means a lot to me, because I can understand why a lot of different schools wouldn't want me to ride on a varsity team for liability reasons. I mean, not that that's fair, but in a sense, I understand it. So the fact that Brown was able to say, yeah, you know how to ride, there's no reason why you can't be on the team, is something that is a kind of treatment that I've never gotten before, and they couldn't have just have been more welcoming ever since day one.